Hi chums, just doing a wee footery about thing here. Right, it's been a while, hasn't it? I just had a couple of bad weeks there, and I cut the top off a finger, which kind of annoyed me too. But I'm okay now. I'm okay now. That's enough about whinging. But not a lot happening in the garden, but a lot of very big plans for the next 3 or 4 years. I'm going to show you something here now. Just to turn this screen around here. Right, this bottle here. See this bottle in the hedge, and that flower pot there. Right, the flower pot at the bottom, right there. That point there. See that point there, and that bottle right now. If we look up here, right, and you see here, just above my fingers, another bottle. I'll try to zoom in on that there for you. Right, is that bottle there at the background beside the seat, right? Okay, now I'll come bring us back again. From that point there, which you can just barely see at the tip of my finger, to that pot is exactly 50 meters. There'll be questions about that later, or there'll be more about that later. Okay, beans. These are amethyst beans, which were put in at the end of April. And you can see that they have done spectacularly well. Absolute dead loss. I'll go this way. Leeks, they were put in about a month ago. They're coming on okay. Lettuces. I left these lettuces to let you see them. Those lettuces were put in May. And look, they're starting to bolt now. But they weren't actually worth eating. I did eat some of them, but they had just a very bland... Well, lettuce isn't exciting anyway, but it just tastes like water. At the back here, we've got 2 rows of French beans, Cobra, which I only put in about a month ago. They might do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying. Cabbages. I just pulled this off now. These are coming out today. They're starting to get a bit of damage done to them, but other than that, they're very nice. They have done well. What was the breed of those? Duncan. Those ones are called Duncan. Corn. Well, knee high by the 4th of July. Well, they're about chest high by the 4th of September almost. So I think it's going to be a dead loss. We've got ears. We've got ears forming here, but they're going to be useless. Strawberries are done. Onions are pretty good. I'm happy with the onions. They've done pretty well. I'm pleased with those now, I must say. The red onions, a bit overgrown and stuff, but they've done well. I'll pull one up and let you see. Just they're sort of, well, maybe that's a bit bigger than average. But it doesn't that, hold up, you can actually, doesn't that look nice? What size is it? There's a size there, it just fits in your hand nicely. So, pleased with those. More onions, happy enough. Parsnips, well, I don't know yet until I pull them out, but they're doing. More leeks, those leeks were put in about 6 weeks ago. They're coming on nicely, they're starting to get a bit of vigour about them. I like this idea here, you know, I like this. I put sunflowers up at the end of the beds, and they seem to have worked. Look at that one over there. Isn't that really... I'll do a wee zoomy thing for you, and we'll see. Aren't those ones nice now? I think there's 5 heads in that one. I'll check on the way into the greenhouse. More beans. These are runner beans. No use. More corn. This is a bit of amazing, this corn here. This is sitting in water, basically, and they're doing really well. The peas were really, really good. These ones are called Hurst Green Shaft, and they're a beautiful pea. They've done very well. I'll open one up and let you see it, if you just bear with me while I try to open these. Whoops, it is, eh? We're nearly there. Just sorry. Right, I dropped one, but you can see that those are nice peas. I'll just open them a bit more. There you go. Nice peas. Aren't those nice? So I'll set those down there and come back to them and eat them later on. Right, the potatoes, John, the Golden Wonders, had to cut the tops off them about a week ago because they got blight. So I put the leeks in where the potatoes were. Those are courgettes, have been in since May. Striato d'Italia, I think, is this one. No, it's not. It's not. It's a Toledo or something. And look, there it is. That's my little zucchini. The outside tomatoes, pretty pathetic, and this bed's done, which is good. So I've only got one more bed. The beetroot was pretty good, but what we're getting here is all the beetroot are about, what size? I'm taking them up about that size there. About the size of a big golf ball, a bit bigger than a golf ball. And they're very nice. So that's what I'm taking. But I'm not letting them go longer because I did last year and they split and everything on me. A quick look at the pumpkins. These were the pumpkins I put into grow bags. Not a whole lot happened for a while. And then suddenly, yes, here we go. There's Big Max, but that one there, that one is Jack-o'-lantern. It's a pretty reliable pumpkin for here, so I'm happy with it. There's another one in the back there. What do we see? That's Big Max again, but obviously Big Max, there's one just melted at the back there in here. Big Macs don't do well here at all. I might not bother with those again and just stick with the Jack-o'-lantern that are actually working. There's a couple at the end of this one here. There's a Big Max beside a Jack-o'-lantern. Those bags there are those for John in particular. John, those are 4 bags of all the little tiny marbles that we pulled up that day, and just threw them into a bag to see how they would do. And there's another one, Jack-o'-lantern. These pumpkins are mostly sitting on slate to stop them rotting, so that's that. And over here, I'll just go over here and show you this other one here that I have. This is actually one of the best spots in the garden. This wall, it's almost, well, it's facing sort of southeast, and it does a good job. And I've got a nice one there, look. So that one is probably, just put my foot, it's not as big as my foot, but it's good for here. And there's one at the back, I think. What do we see? Oh yeah, oh, it's gone, it's eaten. See, that's a Big Max. This is the problem, the weather. Everything's just rotting away, you know. But overall, I would say I would give this year about 5 out of 10. It hasn't been great. It's been just a struggle from start to finish. And you can see here by the beds, and it's not bad where I've got the carpet down, but you can see in between these other beds where I just haven't had the enthusiasm or the time to come and weed because it's always been raining, and when it's not raining there's something else to do. So my winter project is getting all this tidied up again, and I'm going to get more carpet. The carpet is the way to go, I think, for in between. If you want to keep the stuff down between the beds, it's much easier than putting the landscape fabric down, because the landscape fabric eventually breaks down and the weeds will work their way through it. I'm pulling them out all the time. Oh, there's the other one there, carrots in a bag, and they seem to have done pretty well, you know. I'll pull one out for you and see. What do you see? There's one. I'll just pull that one and see what it's like. Here, that's not there, look at that. There you go, folks. Carrots in a bag, put that in my hand. Yeah, that's a good one. That's what, 6-7 inches long? What's that? 18 centimetres? 7, 2 to 14, about 17, 18 centimetres. About 6, well, say 6 inches. Isn't that lovely? So, my toast make going to dinner tonight. Right, into the greenhouse. What are we doing with time here? 8 minutes, that's not too bad. Oh yes, over here too, John again. John, I took all the tops off these boys. They're all Cara, and they can stay in the bags because I had to take them off. The blight got into those as well. But it was about 6 weeks after the other ones. And there's the suitcase. The suitcase, I don't think it'll do very well because I was kind of late getting that out. You can see there's potatoes growing in it. But it's late getting that out because, what do you call it? I'd forgotten about it, kind of thing, and then somebody said, where's the suitcase? So I had to come out. You can see there's the sun coming out now. I almost show you my lawn here, if I can shoot into the sun a bit. Isn't the lawn looking nice? That's young David, come out again, my friend's son, and he loved this bit in here. He's only 11 and he's going to be a driver, definitely a driver. He loved this bit in here, lots of reversing and stuff in here. So I'm getting a wee trailer made for my mower. And I'm going to teach him how to pull a trailer as well and reverse it and stuff, you know. He's all in this, but he was busting to get in down here in this area, to get in here with the mower. But I said, no, the next day you come, I'll have that ready for you to go into, because you have to keep the carrot and the stick, you know. But I was going to do a video of him yesterday on the mower, but then I decided not to because his dad would have said no problem, but I hadn't asked his dad for permission first. So I'll say to Paul the next time about the video, and I'll do a video then. I don't have the right to put someone else's child on the internet. Right, and if I do, I'll do it from a distance. There'll be no close-up shots, you know. Right, greenhouse. I've got something, it's exciting for me and hopefully for Eric as well. Right, in here first. These are the Hungarian wax peppers. Now they're very small, but that's because I've given about a dozen of them away. I don't eat these, they're too mild, but my friend Kieran loves them. The Look in here. Gardener's Delight are starting to ripen. Now there's a little ripening issue here which Ray Praxis will certainly enjoy me talking about. A couple of weeks ago Ray did a video on how to ripen your tomatoes quickly, and basically he said put them under stress, and that's what happens at the end of the season anyway. The tomatoes get under stress because they know they're going to die. So what you do is you bring that process forward. So after feeding them and everything else, you stop the feeding, and then they think, oh my god, I'm going to die, and they start pushing the fruit out and getting it ripened so that the fruits, the seeds are ready for this imminent death. Look at this. Now, I do that every year, but I don't do it until now. But at the start of this month, I ran out of tomato feed, and I thought, oh, I'll get some more tomato feed. Those are Luciola. Those are lovely, lovely plum type tomato. They're a sauce tomato. There's no, as Ray would say, there's no goo in them. Aren't those really nice? I'm very happy with those big long trusses. But what do you call it? As Ray would say, there's no goo in them, and they're lovely sauce tomato. But I ran out of fertilizer. And I thought, right, I'll get some. Kept forgetting. And then I noticed my tomatoes were starting to ripen in the middle of August. And I thought, this never happened before. But I was always still feeding in the middle of August. So, new strategy, folks. Feed them for 1 month and stop. And then put them under pressure. So, that's what's going to happen now. So, Ray's video is absolutely spot on. I've been doing that for a long time, to stop them feeding them. But I never actually did it as early as this. But it sort of bore out what he said as well. His experience too was they ripen quicker when you stop feeding them. So, we'll see. And it's not cruel. They're going to die anyway. We tend to treat our plants like children, don't we? Eric, Brandywine Yellow. I thought I would never get a Brandywine Yellow here on a significant event today. I'm going to pick my first, it just came off in my hand, my first ripe Brandywine Yellow. I don't know what that's monstrosity there, an alien coming out the side here, look. So that will go up to the kitchen now, and we'll have a go at that and see what it's like. Roma Yellow here, they're ripening, but look at the amount of tomatoes. Just pulled that down last night, that broke last night. And there's another one. I'll show you, these are Eric's tomatoes now, and I'd never imagined they would ripen, but look what I've got here. Another one. There's Roma, a yellow Roma. I've never tasted one of these. So, there you go, there's 2 ripe tomatoes. So Eric, it hasn't been a complete disaster, we've been going well. There's a beautiful tomato there, and it's called Favorita. I made a mistake with it, it's determinate. I was pruning it, and I think it's TLB, might have been the person told me. Whoever it was, I apologise, told me don't prune that one, and they were absolutely right. But look at the tomatoes I got, even with pruning it. The amount of tomatoes is unbelievable. So that's going in, definitely Favorita will be going in next year. Some more leeks to go out, but I have nowhere to, well, I have somewhere to put them, I've just been lazy. These tomatoes at the back are more red pear, white cherry here. This is white cherry, and look, we've got, look at this, look. I'm assuming white cherry, when they're yellow, they're done. I've never done these before, so those are good. Red pear, and we've got, look at the shape of the tomatoes, look at, isn't that lovely? Those are red pear, and these are red pear as well. These ones haven't done as well as the ones at the back. The ones, oh look at the back, look down here, look. Right, a little cluster. So this hasn't been the disaster. Those are money makers at the back. Not as good as I thought they'd be in the front. And Gardener's Delight, and look at these, Gardener's Delight again. Going back to that thing about not feeding the tomatoes, some of you might remember last year, the best tomatoes I had, the best 3 or 4 single tomatoes I had, were from a plant that I put down here that was in a pot, and I thought, I just couldn't bring myself to throw it out. It's like, like killing your children again. So I thought, well, I'll give it a chance. I stuck it down there. I gave it no food, just water every time I remembered. And I put out about half a dozen tomatoes, and they were the loveliest, sweetest tomatoes, and that was a really neglected plant. So I'm starting to come along the lines of thinking I'm spoiling my plants too much. So I'm going to cut back into feeding a lot, I think. So there you go, that's that. Lemon cucumber. Oh my goodness, how many of these? I've been giving these out to everybody, and everybody says the same as me. They don't get a taste of lemon off them, which you don't. But when you think lemon cucumber and you cut them up and they look like almost like a small orange, you imagine there'd be some residual lemon taste, but there's not. But they're still a very nice cucumber. But I don't like to let them go too far, because They're nicer when they're smaller. And over here we've got these boys here. These are Eric's again. I can't remember what you call this boy. I'll go down here and look in through the jungle. Emil. That's been nice. But I notice they're all going this shape now. But they still taste okay. And then courgettes. I set that courgette there just to get it out of the way. And it's taken over the whole path. And then down here, we've brought my roses in. I have to give them a bit of a pruning. They've done well. And Moringo. I got the Media Maker got me onto these boys. They're going a bit light. They weren't like that before I transplanted them. Maybe like a transplant shock. We'll call it transplant shock. It'll be alright. So that's that. Another thing for Olympics. I haven't got a chance to talk to you since the Olympics. Wasn't the Olympics fantastic? God, I really enjoyed it. But there was one thing in particular that kind of annoyed me about the whole thing. Usain Bolt, you have to admire the man. Like, he is just something else. But Michael Jordan, the great American runner, was commentating for the BBC, and they were asking him about what is other people's attitude towards racing against Usain Bolt. And he said, well, it's a kind of a case where they go to the track and they say, well, we'll just let Usain do his thing, which is take gold, and we'll fight for the silver and bronze. And I thought, this is absolutely appalling. That this guy has so much power over these professional athletes. We might as well call them professional because they're doing it for money. That they're all scared of him. Well, I'm not scared of him. So, 4 years' time, Rio de Janeiro, I'm going to take him on. Alright? So I've got my training plan already. Now, there's an issue here with age. I'm 55, right? I'll be 59 at the next Olympics. But Usain Bolt's 25. He'll be 29 at the next Olympics. Okay, so there's 20-year age difference. Sorry, 30-year age difference. Oh God. Right, 30-year age difference. That's good for the mathematician, isn't it? But the big advantage I have over Usain Bolt is that I still think in my head I'm about 16. So I have a 13-year advantage over him. So I've got my training plan already. Where do you see this? Right, here we go. Olympics 2016, Rio de Janeiro, 100 and 200. I'm doing both of them, 200 metres. And I've got my training program for Brendan Mac A. I didn't put my name on that completely because I'm scared of somebody getting this. And like, there could be somebody out there come across. I trust all you folks, but there could be some devious person come along this and find it and try and sell it to Usain Bolt or something. Because like, there's a lot of work goes into a training plan, you know. But this is where the two bottles come in outside again. Those are 50 metres apart. So here's my training plan, right? Right, so there we are. It's been carefully put in. The first year I'm going to walk 100 metres. So every Saturday I walk 100 metres between those two bottles. That's up and down again, that's 100 metres. And then in year 2, every Saturday I'm going to walk 200 metres. So that's 4 up and downs, right? Then in the third year I'm going to walk on a Saturday, I'm going to walk 100 metres. That'll give me recovery time until Tuesday to walk 200 metres. So we're getting kind of intense and careful. We have to be careful at this stage about the routine. But the reason I'm doing 200 metres on a Tuesday is because that gives me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to recover. And then I can do the 100 metres on Saturday. And that gives me Sunday and Monday to recover for Tuesday. So I've got a longer recovery time after the Tuesday. Then in year 4, it will get really intense then. We'll start to run for the first 6 months. We run 100 metres the first week. And the next week we run the 200 metres. Okay? And then the last 6 months, this is where it becomes really, really difficult. I run 100 metres every Tuesday and 100 metres every Saturday. Isn't that it? Yes, and 200 metres every Tuesday. Now, I am happy enough. That's a super training programme, you know. Now I need to see about track funds at some stage, you know. Maybe I want to get a bit of a layout done. If I get one track put from there to there, I'll be laughing. The other thing I have to do is, excuse me, to see the Olympic Committee about getting a turn put at 50 metres in the Olympic Stadium, because it's not fair if I've been training on a 50 metre track and these other guys have got lots of money there training on a 100 metre track and they don't have to turn, but I do. It's like swimmers have to turn at 50 metres, so why shouldn't 100 metres? So I'm going to put a request in that the 100 metres track becomes a 50 metre track, and we'll run the 2 events on it and we'll just turn each end like the swimmers, you know. And that'll give me an advantage over the rest of them because they won't be used to turning, but I am, you know. And I'm working on my turns. It's very important to get the turns right. Now, the other thing I was going to say was that I need funds. I was going to say put this track in, you know, and that'll be that. So that's it. But my big worry, but the whole thing is that I'm going to end up peaking before the final. You know, that's what really scaring me, because I can feel already. I've walked that 50 meters about 4 times, and yesterday was my 4th time, I think. And I can feel the muscles all bursting to get going already, you know, and I'm getting really excited and hyped up. And if that's what's happening after 4 weeks, after 4 years, I'm going to be like a spring waiting to explode. So I need to really, really be careful about this last 6 months, that I don't want to peak in the semi-final and then get beaten in the final of each. That would be awful, you know. So Usain Bolt, here I come. All right. So folks, I trust you not to copy that, but if you do, you'll never have luck. All right. So what do we say now? We're going back out here again because I've something else to show you. I think I've something else to show you. Excuse me. Where was it? Yes, there it was. Yes, the sunflower with 5 heads. There's it there. I'll go to the side out of the sun. Oh, there's the wee bees and hoverflies and stuff around it. They're starting to take the seeds. I had sunflowers across here one time, about 4 or 5 years ago. I had sunflowers across there, and they were right up above the roof. They were about 12, 13 feet high, and they had huge heads on them like dinner plates, and they were lovely to look at. But the problem was, I had so many bamboo canes going up to try and support them, and I had all sorts of stuff tied into the wall, and it just became a pain in the ass. So I thought, no more big tall ones. I'll do the sort of, those are supposed to be 3 metre, but they're only about 2 metres there, what, 6.5 feet those ones are. So they're not that tall, but they're a nice size. I'm going to do that next year. I'm going to put these in the ends of the beds, because they have a bit of interest in them, you know. But you can see the sun rises in the east. You can see them all pointing towards the east. That's where they get the sun first in the day. They're supposed to, I thought sunflowers are supposed to turn with the sun, but mine don't. Maybe mine have got special needs or something. Right, so there we go. And the beans are gone. The beans are out. So there you go, folks. There's our 3-legged cat. Look, I'll see if I can get over and get a zoom on the cat here. It's doing what it does, lying there waiting for food, you know. So I'll tell you what, I'll finish up by walking over to the cat. Oh yes, folks, the other really important thing, subs. I had a bit of a milestone the other day. I got 1,000 subs, and Dale Calder told me, and then Mike told me. I didn't even realise I got 1,000. I very seldom be on my own channel page, but there is an issue I need to address, and it's about thanking people for subs. I want to do a general thank you to you all for your subs and support. I take subs very seriously, because, you know, if somebody's willing to invest their time in you, it's quite a compliment, and I appreciate it very much. So I do really thank you very much for your subs. It's not something I take lightly, but I do try to reply to each one, and some will be getting replies back now. But there's a problem, YouTube. Whenever I reply to a sub, I say to the people, thank you very much, or no, just type in the sub, thanks for the sub, best wishes, Brendan. And after the 3rd time, YouTube catch on and they say, verify your account. And I have to do one of those CAPTCHA things. Now that's not so bad, except that I can't read a lot of them, and I have to go for maybe the 12th or 13th CAPTCHA. We'll see how long she sticks it before she moves. What? What? Oh, you're gonna... Don't bite me, please don't bite me. That cat bites me. Oh, she's evil. Oh, don't rip my leg off, please don't rip my leg off. No, not in front of all these people. Please don't murder me. Look, she's trying to bite me, Look, do you see that? Look at that there, look, see the one leg. Come on, don't bite me. But anyway, as I was saying about the subs, I do take them seriously. And YouTube then say, well, you have to verify your account. So I do that. Eventually I get it verified with a new CAPTCHA. I type in another 2, verify your account. Type in another 2, verify your account. Then I do another 1. You have been posting a lot of comments recently, please verify your account. So I end up spending more time verifying my account than I do actually thanking people. So I apologise for those people I haven't got to. I am determined that I will get back to you all, and some of it 2 years ago, some are. But I'm working my way back through again, and basically it's sort of last comes first, you know. So I'm working my way backwards through my emails, because it's the easiest way to do it, because it keeps them in order, because they're not in order on the channel. So as I say, folks, thanks very much for the subs. I really appreciate it, and I will get back to you eventually. If I don't, I'll do an apology video of some sort. because it's YouTube's fault. They're driving me mad with this thing. And Gary was on about it, and another guy, Prodigy at 6, 9, Prodigy at 9. He mentioned it, and he also mentioned something very interesting, that if you repeat words in a comment, it will also throw up a verification for you. And if I'm doing the same thing every time, thanks for the sub, best wishes, Brendan. Well, that's not too offensive, I don't think. And what is annoying me too is, like, I'm asked to verify the fact that I'm thanking people, and I don't have to go very far, even within the gardening community, to see absolutely vile responses to some of the videos, and abusive responses. And outside the gardening community, it's just a free-for-all, and I can't understand how people are allowed to express opinions that are absolutely abusive to other people without being challenged. And I can't thank people without being challenged. I'm challenged for thanking people, you know. But anyway, you know what YouTube's like. I'm not going to stop. Like, people say, I'm leaving YouTube. I'm not. This is my hobby. This is what I do to entertain myself, you know. And if I can give a wee bit back for what I've got out of YouTube, well, super. But what do you call it? They're not making it easy for us, you know. But anyway, that's enough griping and moaning. There's 20. That's not 20 minutes, is it? Oh, this will never upload. Anyway, all the best now, folks. Bye bye.